Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing some of the tips that I use to get recruited by a Division I university. So just a little bit about me. I'm currently a high school senior and I just signed my NLI to go compete with DePaul University. I'm a track and field athlete and I specialize in all the throwing events, so I'm hoping that the tips that I have for you today will be really beneficial to you throughout your recruiting process. So the first tip I have for you today is to reach out to college coaches via email. I know that it can be really scary, but do keep in mind that if you're not ranking within the top in your nation or even within the top of your state, it can be hard for these coaches to find you because it's not really publicized. So reaching out via email is super important when you're trying to get your name out there. Make sure in your email that you express your interest within their program and provide key statistics such as your GPA, your SAT scores, your PRs. Maybe give them a video and anything else that you do think is important for your recruiting process, but definitely do reach out and do keep in mind that they get flooded with hundreds of emails and it's really easy for yours to just get lost in the sauce. Following up is not an issue, but do make sure that you're not harassing the coach. It's going to be okay. They'll get back to you. It'll be all right. So tip number 2 I have for you today, and this is more directed towards track and field athletes, is to know the scholarship and recruiting standards. This is kind of hard to find depending on what school you're going to. I know that some of them are easily accessible just by a simple Google search, but if you're unable to find that, I do find that going to athletic.net, looking up your university and seeing where their athletes are currently performing in is super beneficial. This way you can see kind of where your goals are and where you need to be by your senior season to be beneficial to their team. Tip number 3 I have, and this does go back to the emailing portion, is make sure that you have a good GPA and a good SAT score. I know that it's a common misconception that athletics can carry you through anything in college, but that's simply not true. I have not had one conversation with the college coach where they haven't asked me my GPA or my SAT score, and I also have not had one conversation in which my GPA and SAT scores were not important. So make sure that you do care for your grades, because this really will come and bite you in the end if you're slacking on your grades and only focusing on athletics. So this is definitely a key tip I have for you, is to get a good GPA. This will not only help you be eligible for further academic award, but it will also show the coaches that you're dedicated to your academics, and that way they won't have to worry about you being ineligible when your season comes around. So tip number 3 I have for you, and I really think that it's the most important tip on here, is if your dream is to become a Division I athlete, it comes with sacrifice. You will never be able to be a Division I athlete without sacrificing something. My summer was spent nonstop training, during the year spent nonstop training, and being a Division athlete does not come at a cheap price. So be willing to train, be willing to push yourself, and be willing to sacrifice for your goals, and make sure that you do love the sport that you're competing in, or else it will not be enjoyable. Like I said before, I've spent a lot of time training and I've spent a lot of time sacrificing, and this is just what comes with being a Division I athlete. So if this is not something that's for you, then that's okay, but you can't expect it to be handed to you. It does have to be worked for, and it does have to be earned. My entire summer was spent doing track and field after I just got out of my season, which is okay. I love it and I wouldn't have traded it for anything. But do realize that this will consume a lot of your time, and do be prepared for that. Kind of piggybacking off of that, my tip number 5 is to set goals for yourself. Before I had even gotten into my sophomore, junior, or now approaching my senior season, I had always had goals set for that season, and I would do whatever I needed to accomplish those goals. So if you're kind of going into it blindly and you don't have any direction within where you want to go with that season, it's going to be hard for you to know where you're working towards, and it's going to be hard for you to know the steps that you need to take to get towards those goals. So knowing where I currently am, sitting down and goal setting has and will continue to be a staple within my athletic career. So that's going to conclude this video for today. I hope that you guys learned some stuff about the recruiting process, and feel free to reach out and comment down below if you have any questions concerning my recruiting process, more of my tips, and any other ways that can help you throughout your process, because I know it can be stressful and it can be time consuming, but trust me, it is well worth it. I'm super excited to go into my senior season this year and continue my academic and athletic career next year at my dream school. So if you're wondering how I got there, please leave a comment down below, and I will be sure to answer any of the questions that you guys may have. But until then, have a great rest of your day, and I wish you the best of luck throughout your recruiting process. Bye.